Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Captain's Draft 3.0 continues on. We're in the lower bracket. Game 3, the ace match, Power Rangers versus Stake Gaming. Winner moving on, survival in the qualifier. Loser going home early alongside Stark, who we did see get eliminated earlier today. I'm Zayori, joined again by Draskyl and Pimpmunkle on the obs. This is our final game of the evening, so thank you so much for joining us here on moonducktv for CD3. Remember, you can pick up the chest. 10% of the proceeds go towards the prize pool here, $100,000 base. And of course, the ticket is still in the store with a free compendium. Only $2, $1.99. Bargain bonanza. I know, I can't believe it. Draskyl, let's look at this pool, baby. Troll Warlord, he's in it. We were just talking about this guy. Are we going to see some troll love? Come on, man.
I don't know, man. That hero's... How do I put this? He's...
Ass? That was how you put it earlier.
Yeah, let's say aggressively average. I like that. That's good.
Okay.
I think he has his place, actually. He's really good at man fighting, like 1v1s. It's just, a lot of this meta revolves around fighting, like 5v5s and things like that, and his timing for his items just don't come out fast enough right now. I think that's actually his biggest issue. I think his skill set's still okay, but he just needs to have a little bit of a passive early game before he can really, really shine. So, the way the games have even been playing today, you know, people just want to battle. Looks like Stake are going to respect Ben the Morphling.
Oh,
pride,
shit.
boys.
I love it. I bet Power Rangers would have picked it again, too. I think they, like last game, they definitely showed that they know what to do with Morphling. It was a game where he had it particularly easy early on, but Illidan is still scary on the Morphling regardless. So I can respect that, you know, get rid of it, try something different coming into game 3. Where does that leave us, though? What are we short with in this pool? Tusk first pick now for Stake.
Let's see. It's kind of lacking in, like decent laning potential carries, I would guess. Like Juggernaut and Weaver are okay. Those are good laning potential heroes that transition into carry. You got Lesh, Queen. Ember is not really the best laner. It's hard to say though, because even if you look at like what heroes are good at what particular thing, it's all about what the captain's mentality is.
Whoa, okay.
And right now the mentality is get wrecked, get ripped, just turn red and kill things.
Sven, I like it.
So there's actually... There's not too much in the pool that controls Sven through BKB. So this is a really nice pick. Winter Wyvern would be one of them. Let's see, what else do they have?
But she's different now. It's not that same like team fighting ult that it used to be. It's much more of that kind of pop it and stop it type deal. So is it...
Yeah.
Is it enough to shut down Sven now? I haven't really seen her in action all that much, honestly. I certainly haven't seen the new WW against Sven.
It's more now that you actually don't want to use it on the core most of the time, because all the damage during the ultimate that's dealt is only between the heroes that are caught in it. So if you use it and a Sven has like God Strength and he's standing next to another hero, then yeah, he'll like destroy that thing because you get the bonus attack speed on top of it. It can definitely be a solid choice, but given what Stake have opened up with right now, I suppose they could still go back for it, do Tusk offlane, because I know Cinderin plays Tusk. But I don't think it is super likely at this particular point.
Ooh, oh, man, these are some fun picks coming out from Power Rangers. Nyx Assassin, pretty good against Queen of Pain as well as Crystal Maiden. All right. So Stake, they need to draft the Fly Swatter. What's the best Fly Swatter here in this one?
Something that Jug is actually decent here. It's not like awesome at man fighting against Sven, but you can deal really well with Nyx in lane. And then, well, actually, wait, are they putting Weaver mid, or is it support Sven?
We did see a Weaver mid earlier on in Captain's Draft on the first day or second day, and it got demolished. I forget who he was up against. It was Quick Buy. Yeah, you're right. And a DC played. It was tough.
I suppose we'll have to see. The downside of Juggernaut is he doesn't match up well against Weaver, but he can do okay against Sven. He's very good in lane, like I mentioned, against the heroes that they currently have right now. What can they do that's just good against... Actually...
Stake might take Ember again.
I was actually just going to say Troll is actually decent in this game.
He can man fight the Sven. That is controlled through BKB. He's okay against Weaver. He doesn't care about Nyx. AA is pretty good against him, but... Is it between Troll and Ember?
You yell really loud and you just hit as hard as you can and hope for the best.
Is there any way Stake take Drow and try and push and end this? Like,
they can.
Drow get Jakiro or something?
Yeah, they can go Drow and go for like total lane dominance and just go ham, but it's just going to be Ember. Okay, there we go.
Ember Earthshaker.
Yeah,
They play it
Ember
safe.
is kind of a... It's okay, but it's annoying to play against Nyx because he can always stun you. That's the really frustrating part, because when you have Flame Guard on, you just walk in with a Carapace, even in Vendetta. Like, you don't even have to go for the stun anymore out of Invis. You can just Carapace, he gets stunned, you Vendetta him, you stun him again. It's guaranteed 5-second lockdown. It's really annoying.
Ooh, the bird picked up for Power Rangers. A lot of animals on their side. Okay. Animal strat.
Is it really an animal strat, though?
Well, it's a majority animal strat, so...
Because I'm pretty sure 2 of them are bugs.
Bugs are animals.
I mean, one of them is an ice cube.
And Sven might be an animal. I don't know what the fuck's going on under that mask.
That's probably true. Fair enough.
Actually, is Sven a humanoid? I don't really know. What race is he?
Yeah, I think he's a humanoid.
We need Slacks in here for the lore on Sven. And I guess AA is just a big ice cube. Okay, fair enough. Interesting drafts here. I kind of like the PR draft, honestly. I have some faith in the Nyx Assassin. I like watching Nyx. You don't get to see him too often anymore. And he can be very irritating to play against. And I think what you said against Ember is actually going to come into play quite a bit here. That guaranteed Carapace stun is not to be underestimated before BKBs come out, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's mega frustrating. The interesting thing is it looks like we could potentially see a Nyx mid, because Illidan's playing Weaver, which will mean it'll be Nyx versus Queen. Not a matchup we see too often. It's honestly not too bad for Nyx, because he gets the Poor Man's Shield to start off with, he has very high base regen, and you can just mana burn. And plus it will also allow you to get 6 at a very early stage in the game. That in turn opens up the lane for Big Num on the AA to soak up some experience and whatnot. Stake, they don't have great catch until they get their Blink Daggers. I suppose Ember is decent amount, Queen is okay, but it's not a hard lockdown. And in that regard, killing the Weaver will be very difficult until Shaker has Blink. Or they have an Orchid on the Queen. Those are like 2 items that could be very big for them.
Well, we'll see how it settles down here. PR with a 5-man smoke. They want some first blood action, and they've got a very good level 1 lineup here.
Yeah.
AA picked up Chilling Touch. Smoke behind.
30 seconds.
Getting pinged out here. They've got vision. They know they're up to something. It looks like this is not going to yield a kill here from PR. Instead, let's get some aggressive wards down. One on the high ground and the entryway to the jungle. It looks like up top. We got another one here. All right.
Fog just messaged me on Steam. He yelled at me for missing the Aegis tonight because he was the one who did it. He's like, "How could you miss my Aegis tonight?" I'm like, "Get wrecked, nerd. Didn't happen."
Yeah. Damn, that's harsh. Oh, Aaron.
Okay,
right,
we go way back. It's fine.
I know. I know. I like Fog. He's a funny guy, but he is definitely the kind of guy that would give you shit for missing his big play like that. That's why I felt bad, honestly. I felt more bad for the player because that's one of those you want to go back and see that highlight reel.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things where you do it in the game, you're like, "Oh man, that felt so good," and then no one sees it, and you're like, "Damn it."
It's also funny to hear people go, "Oh," when you slam dunk like that.
Yeah, true.
So it's Ember versus Nyx in the mid lane. They rotated around. It'll be Synderen in the off lane on the Earthshaker. So that means Slicks will be farming safe lane on Queen of Pain. This is a big rotation in general. Slicks has been playing mid at least the past 2 games, so seeing him in the safe lane will be a change of pace. But as you were talking about, it's kind of the right call here to make sure the Quap doesn't get poked by the Nyx.
Well, it's actually more about the Ember. The Ember can't farm here. Like in this lane, against Weaver, AA, and Sven, like the Ember would get completely demolished. So it's more about protecting Era than it is Slicks. As a ranged hero and a Blink escape, there's no way that PR should be able to kill him reliably. Otherwise, the Ember would be sitting down here under the tower going, team, I need help.
Mm-hmm. I see. Well, CM, still only level 1, so no point in Aura yet, but a pretty good lineup to utilize the Aura, just in general.
JJ, I already did restart, you fool. Yeah, I think Reborn Dota 2 is getting me right now.
It hates
My mic
you,
apparently
Draskyl.
isn't working.
It hates you and your stupid microphone. Synderen getting a little aggressive here under the tower. He's doing pretty well in this off lane, though. Almost level 3. Pops the totem. Going for the auto attack on Cheshire Cat. It's like watching it in slow motion. Drops the stun. He's got to run. Although Icarus dive all the way around. Cheshire Cat hits him again. This could be your first blood. Synderen goes down to Cheshire Cat in the top lane. Oh my, not the start that State Gaming we're hoping for. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, a little bit of harassment out on the Slicks. Illidan giving him the pokey poke there with the Shikuchi. Slicks will be okay. Actually turns on to Big Num. Out comes the Storm Bolt from J4. Slicks blinks back to safety.
That was really close to the cold feet going off, actually.
Yeah.
I think it was within like a half a second or so, and he would have been stunned for sure, and most likely died, so.
I like
Very
the
nice.
sound effect of cold feet. That ice just like slowly cracking faster and faster.
Don't
feel
you
like-
hate the cold, though? That seems like counterintuitive.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a cool sound effect because of how realistic it is. I feel like if I was one of those kids that broke through ice and fell into a lake, that would give me like trigger my PTSD or something. Sounds very realistic.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
You know, I wasn't a big hockey player, but you're out just flicking the puck around on the ice. You hear that sound, you're like, uh-oh, nobody move.
I'm just saying, anybody who plays
scary.
ice hockey on a frozen lake had it coming. Like, there's a reason why hockey rinks exist.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, I got nothing there, man. I mean, you're the one that's in Sweden. They know more about hockey than I do, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's pretty big here, actually.
They like them cold sports. And bandy, right? That's the other one. It's like kind of hockey-esque, but it's like bigger.
I don't even know, dude.
Yeah,
Freaking
that's-
Swedish sports, do they even exist? I don't even know.
Yeah, their horse racing has the little chariots in the back, too. I thought that was kind of weird.
They
I saw
have
horse
horse
race once, and
racing
it
at the
freaked me out.
grocery store, man.
What?
Like, you can go to the grocery store, and they have, like, this little side area where you can, like, get medicine and whatnot, and they have, like, deliveries as well. But you can, like, do horse betting there, too. It's so weird.
Just casual bet on the ponies. All right.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, we got a nice quiet early game here. Everybody just sitting back, farming, pulling the line. Queen of Pain doing pretty well in the safe lane. Slicks up to 14 CS. Looks like that lane swap is definitely working in favor of Stake here. Era, even with the Nyx Assassin. Though the Nyx is still getting a lot out of mid. So he's going to be a threat. Down bottom, J4. Initiator on. Snowball rolls on in. Hits him with a stun. Fog has the double damage here. Warcry, not going to be enough. As the Frostbite comes out to lock him in place. Now Big Num, he could be in trouble too. Fog has Ice Shards. He'll turn. Illidan's rotated in, and now Slicks needs to get out of here. He'll get out. Fog, though, in trouble. Oh, golly. He gets finished off by the stun from the Nyx Assassin. 2-1 here. BR still holding a 1-kill advantage.
Weaver AA, very strong combination, man. Geminate attack plus chilling touch is the Craigasm damage in the early game. Very hard to fight into. And the other thing, too, is a lot of people underestimate Weaver.
Yeah.
If you think about the amount of damage that he can deal, like one Geminate attack with the damage that he has right now is what, like 140 base damage before reduction, then a Shikuchi on top of that. So it's like 200 damage in less than a second. He's extremely mobile.
Yep. Ooh, recovery. Tries to get out here with the Vendetta, but they've got dust. They were ready and waiting. Dead Nyx.
Punched.
Easy.
Nah, that's a good kill. It's a little bit strange, the Nyx Ember matchup, because while Nyx can be extremely annoying to an Ember, if the carapace doesn't result you in killing the Ember, it doesn't really do much in the long run because you can't really break Flame Guard on your own, right? You need like
Yeah.
Dagon or something to burst through the magic damage, but if you don't do that and you're caught out and he has dust, you basically can't kill him and you just get run down.
Down bottom, speaking of that, Illidan scouts it out, finds Slick, sees that Seal Kid is back there, may dive this just for the Crystal Maiden. Not a hell of a lot they'll be able to do. Fogged is here. This is just Illidan. His friends are on the other side of the tree line. That's some pretty serious space creation right there. That's just one Weaver throwing bugs at him.
Yeah, it's spooky. Very spooky.
They are respecting the bug.
It's the double bug strat, man. It's powerful.
Just gets in their heads. It's like
Going
it
to the
psychs them
major.
out.
Dude, a lot of people are freaking grossed out by bugs. They even
Yeah.
had the arachnophobic mod for Brood. Is Synderen, is he gonna die again? No, he's
Oh,
alright.
I think he's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
TP home. They really had that, huh? A mod for people that were that afraid of spiders?
Yeah, Cyborg Matt turned Brood into a frog.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and then there was like little mini frogs everywhere and stuff. I can't remember if it still even exists or works, but I did see it at one point.
That sounds adorable. Here we go. Rotation. Nyx Assassin, level 6. As the Vendetta, they see Fog. They want him. Snowball resets things. J4 with a stun on 2. Nicely done there. They pull the Snowball away. They're trying to split the pins, and they will. Fog dies first. Slick's only level 4. It's J4 that gets left behind. 1 for 1 as the spend falls. And PR will start to disengage here as Stake move back behind their tower. Man, if only that Quap was 6, that could have been a ridiculous fight with a Sonic Wave there. One of the drawbacks of having her in the safe lane. Now Era, though, ooh, hops onto Big Num. He's trying to make it out. Nice stun from recovery. And Big Num will live for now. Ooh, last poke from Era. Or, pardon me, that's Slicks. Very nicely done, but Illidan,
He's
he
stuck.
might find Slicks now. He's completely stuck. Blink
Oh,
in
dear.
4, Not going to be enough time. That was a very odd exchange. Long, drawn-out fight of little pokes here and there. I guess Illidan is the big winner in the end. He walks away.
Yeah, that was the sheer panic of, oh god, I don't remember the new pathing in this area well enough to know if I can even get out. So
Yeah.
I think he just got, like, OS frogged super hard when he was trying to run away. And because obviously the bugs give vision, he just got punched to death.
Yeah, pretty rough. Synderen had to TP out again. This is like the third or fourth TP he's had to use, but it's been working for him. He's halfway through level 6, has the Echo Slam at a pretty good timing. All things considered, I think this offlane Earthshaker has done pretty well. Only conceding 1 death is worth it for getting this kind of experience. And even 15 CS is not too shabby.
Yeah, it's that hero that doesn't really win many 1v1 matchups unless the other hero's melee, so given the amount that he's gotten in terms of experience.
Nice setup from recovery. There's that Carapace stun we were talking about. J4 follows up with a stun, and it's just an easy kill.
Yeah. It is one of the most frustrating experiences playing Ember against a Nyx.
Radiant's top tower is under
Dark Seer as well. That's the other one. And Bat Rider. There's a couple really good just... Oh, Nyx, you make my life hell.
Yep. Yeah, definitely, sure. Although... Yeah, okay, those are actually the worst 3, come to think of it. I was just trying to see if there's anything else, but... I guess Lesh is really bad, too.
Yeah. You know, I feel like Lesh, you can play around it a little bit more, though. You can try and kind of bait him out with the stuns and stuff.
Yeah, but if you're just, like, YOLOing him with Pulse Nova on, he just casually walks by.
Yeah. For a lot of the game, though, Pulse Nova is a little... Yeah, I guess that's true. I would put Lesh 4th after those other 3, though.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, Arcane Rune here on the Queen of Pain, and she's got the ult ready. This is actually very nice for Slicks. Cut that cooldown. They want recovery. He does have the ultimate available. They've got Dust on Fogged. This should be a fairly easy kill. 4-on-1, even with some TP reactions if they come. Recovery, pops the Carapace straight away. Stun, Slicks, holding the Arcane Rune and the ult for now. They burn the Dust, they'll catch him. They don't need the Sonic Wave. Very
Dire's
nice.
middle tower is under attack.
Nice clean kill there.
I mean, it looked clean, but it was really close to that Dust not hitting. And then he
Yeah.
would have just walked away, and everyone would have felt real awkward about committing 4 heroes for that next. But they do get the tier 1. It's a nice step there for Stake, getting themselves into a decent position here.
Great news for Era. I think he's going BOTs, pulling up that gold. 1,300 stored up.
Yep.
Pretty good timing.
Yeah, it's much better than
Radiant's
last
top
game.
tower is under
Their
attack.
Ember had just a horrible time. In some ways, the aggressive lane that came out from PR actually ended up helping the Ember. Just because of the fact that he gets a better matchup, pretty much.
Mhm.
Like, otherwise, he goes bottom lane, maybe even if it's like a 2v2, it's still kind of hard, because Ember's laning presence isn't super strong until he gets to like level 4 or 5. But going up against the Nyx, that's easy for him. He knows that he's never going to die, at the very least. Because they're not
When-
going to disassemble their tri-lane to gank him.
If this keeps up, Synderen is looking at a darn tootin' timing for this Blink Dagger. He's got 900 gold already, and his Tranquils.
Yeah, but if you compare him to the Phoenix is a full level higher with Midas already completed, and he's got like the highest CS in the game,
I
actually.
mean, we can't all be a bird that comes back to life from its own ashes, Draskyl.
Dude,
cut the guy a break. He's a fucking cow, for Christ's sake. I think he's doing pretty good. Oh, Illidan, he takes a whole lot of damage. They blow him up. Pulse Nova, that's not Pulse Nova. Supernova comes out. Slicks will get stunned. He might die to the burn. No, he walks away. Or does he? The follow-up burn will finish him off. Cheshire Cat takes the dagger, a couple of auto attacks from the tower, but 1 for 1, bug for Quap.
That was crazy. J4 just like casually walked away, maybe thought he was going to burn out to the Supernova tick, force the extra dive. I suppose it's not really a huge commitment either way, since Cheshire Cat was going to use Supernova no matter what.
Yeah.
But that was real close to Slicks not dying.
I thought he was going to make it out. I was gunning for him. That was really well done on the Weaver, though. That was a lot of damage, and they had to burn it before he time-lapsed, so... Pretty close. I think they made that look a little bit easier than it was to coordinate all that. Good setup from Synderen as well. That was without the Blink Dagger. I was just talking about that timing. Now 1,500 gold sitting in the bank account collecting interest.
Yeah, that kill actually is mostly important because of the blink timing, not because it was the Weaver or anything. Like, obviously that adds benefit, but mostly it's just we need the blink to be able to catch the Weaver in the future.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Big rotation onto Synderen here. They pop the War Cry to try to close the gap. Shikuchi coming up, but Synderen makes it back in time. Mitigates the gank. He'll be just fine. Dire do have a ward on the high ground here, so they know exactly where he is, and also that he doesn't have much support nearby.
Yeah, he is actually quite far up given the circumstances. He has no vision. He's just kind of YOLOing here right now. And the Dire Ward will spot the rest of Stake kind of rotating around, so it should be fairly obvious what's going to go down here.
Could be a decent fight, though. They'll counter it.
Yeah, they want to go for the Ember. They need him to Flame Guard, though. I don't think he can open like this and kill him. Oh, he actually did Flame Guard. Oh, Lord.
They're invading here.
Got him.
Oh, sorry. I thought that fight was going to break out up top. And it might. Here we go. J4 with the stun, but the snowball resets. Cheshire Cat gets stunned. He barely gets off the Supernova. Punch onto J4. Supernova will go off. Seal Kid channels a little bit of his ult before he dies. Now Slicks and Fog try to split the difference. TP home, and Fog will not be so lucky. Across the map, 3-0. Not so hot for State Gaming.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Wasn't great at all. Just lost 3 heroes. Ooh, that's rough. I'm not sure. Like, when they saw the Ember die bottom, I think they were feeling pretty confident in their ability to go top because they knew at least 2 heroes were there. But it did not end well.
Yeah. Wow, this Phoenix is actually really farmed. #1 on net worth now. Midas really paying off. He's also level 11 already. Pretty big.
He's massive. I think he probably just goes straight Shivas.
He's the highest level in the game by 2. Well, okay, Ember Spirit just hit level 10, but that's insane. Ice Blast mid. Set up onto Slicks. Nope, no follow-up. Okay.
I think it's... Is it actually better to go Shivas here, or is it better to go for something else?
I think the shell up top. Oh, Echo Slam onto Illidan.
He's dead for that.
Yeah, that's the all-time backfire.
Did he not have his enchant off cooldown, or did he just mistime it? Because it looked like he walked a bit.
No ball in. Slicks is here. They might get vengeance for their fallen buddy. And it's all 4 of them. Boy, oh boy. Double damage on Era to boot. That's a killing spree down. Goes to Fogged. I'll try to push this tower as well. 1 for 1, Draskyl.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, obviously trading the Weaver for Shaker is fine. But how close is the Shaker to blink? Okay, he was really close. So I guess it's a little bit equalized because it delays Cinderin by another 2 or 3 minutes. And that's going to buy more time for PR to potentially pressure another lane. Seems to be mid right now.
Good point. Bad time for the Earthshaker to take a death so close to the Blink Dagger. We'll see a rotation mid, though, from Stake. They finish off the Tier 1 top. Fogged goes in first, and that's enough to push back PR, at least for now. Cinderin will also TP through. One more creep, and old Blinky Blink is coming his way.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, this is the really strong timing for Stake. Their team, however, isn't very good at killing Roshan, so they need to continue to pressure the map, prevent PR from getting Roshan, while still like being able to get towers and such and fight successfully. It's quite difficult, the position they're in right now, because PR have the freedom of better late game at this current point. Their start has been phenomenal. Like you mentioned, their Phoenix is sitting atop of the net worth, so everything seems to be going well for them.
Yeah, rotation mid now from PR. They see Cinderin. Looks like Stake is on the menu tonight, boys. Nyx Assassin goes in first. Vendetta Strike, Ice Blast, and oh yeah. That'll be enough to roast him and toast him. Killing spree now for Cheshire Cat.
God, he is massive. He has 2,900 gold.
Oh! Era gets stunned by J4 up top before he can initiate. That kind of resets things a little. Illidan backs out, and J4 just moves into the tree line. Looks like he'll play Sacrificial Lamb for the Weaver to just scurry away. Yeah, it feels like every time there's a pickoff, there's some kind of a trade that comes out of it right after. It's like they lose Cinderin and they go, all right, guys, we're seeing red. We gotta. Somebody's paying for this. You know, the last 3 kills on Cinderin have all gone that way.
It's mostly just because of the commitment that PR are putting on the kills that they go for.
I know, but I want to believe in the lore behind it. I want to believe that Stake, it's all about the morale boost. Ooh, nice scoot away there. I want to believe it's about the power of friendship.
It's camaraderie, and you know, tears were shed, lessons were learned, and revenge was had. It's a thing.
I want to believe that every team has that Bambo, that every time he makes a play, every time he gets a kill, he's just talking shit, just like, yeah. You know, Cinderin goes down, he's like, fuck guys, I'm dead again. And they go, don't worry, buddy, we got you. And they kill him. They're like, see that, Cinderin? We used 3 ultimates, so he knows. He knows that they don't fuck around with our Cinderin.
That definitely sounds like a Bambo thing to do.
That's how I hear the dialogue of Stake Gaming as these team fights break out in my head. I don't know if it's accurate, but
every time a Bambo play is made, you can definitely hear Bambo somewhere just saying, I'm the best.
Yeah, I think so. Steel Kid, uh-oh, he could be in the danger zone here. There's a rotation to the bottom lane. There's a Weaver inbound. He's all ready. He's got a Sentry Ward. The Sentry Ward's not going to save him. J4, stun at the ready. TP now from Era. Steel Kid, he might live. J4 hits the stun onto Era. Steel Kid thinking about the ult, but he just gets destroyed. He'll be the first casualty of this fight. Ice Blast next on Slicks, but that's about it as Big Num falls second. J4 does scoot away, but now Snowball onto Illidan. They catch him with a fissure as well. Walrus Punch, they should have the damage. No time lapse. Cinderin's there with the Echo Slam to secure the kill. Now the egg connects on 2. Tusk first, now Era. He will fire Remnant away. Any kind of gap closer. Blink Dagger up in 2. Phoenix already used the Icarus dive. Laser. Oh, the fissure again. Cinderin for the win. He's on point with this one, and it will secure the escape from Era. Very nicely played there with clutch timings on those stuns.
Yeah, I think that even with the follow-up stun, I'm not entirely sure if they would have been able to kill Slicks, because the other heroes don't have Blink, and Impale is not like a super long lockdown. So,
yeah.
I don't know, it would have been close. I think the best part about that teamfight was J4, like stunning the Ember, and then just popping God Strength to run away as fast as he could. He's like, I'm gonna ult and just bail until I think that it's safe again. That was pretty comical.
Yeah, CM survived for a while. I feel like Steel Kid did a really good job baiting that out, where it seemed like he was just going to get caught out, but he fogged it and made time for people to rotate.
Yeah, he abused that little area around the trees very nicely. It's true. Okay, he walked right into a sentry.
Uh-oh.
Goodbye.
Uh-oh. That's one of the bugs down.
Yep.
And he didn't even get to use his spiked carapace.
See, the thing is, that should actually tell him that there's not only a sentry, but an actual ward there. Because of the way that they opened on him. Because if you're in, like, between these two towers, if it's just the sentry, I don't think that you get spotted, right? Oh, it is day vision, yeah, that's true. Maybe they would have seen him anyway.
Going on in the bottom lane here. Era, it's fire on fire. Era's going to run it forward. He connects with the chains. Cheshire Cat, oh no! He falls to the Ember Spirit. It's a solo kill, but now Era, he'll get hit by the Ice Blast, it looks like. Yes, indeed. Is there any follow-up damage? I think he's clear. Up in the jungle, J4, Snowball in. Tusk, does he find a solo kill? What's going on, Draskyl? This game's just falling apart for PR.
Yeah, it's just a lot of really small skirmishes. Everyone's just running around trying to go for solo pickoffs and whatnot. It devolved first into like this 3 or 4 man gank squad running around, and they would trade because some other hero would be farming openly in lane when they know that 3 of their teammates are going to kill somebody else. It just seems like very chaotic play, like not very organized.
Just good stuff for Era, though. He's #1 on net worth by a nice little bump here, and that Battle Fury is on the way. Yeah, this is great. Oh, top rune. Steel Kid. Recovery doesn't have vision. He doesn't know where the friends are, but there we go. Ice Blast sets up beautiful. That is one of the scarier parts of the Nyx Assassin AA combo. Whew.
Yeah, that is... That's probably the worst thing in the world for a support, especially an intelligence-based support.
Yeah.
Having like a Nyx in the game in general just makes your life pretty poop.
Yep.
See, this is a really awkward game because neither team is really that good at killing Roshan. So normally you get like one of these big pickoffs, you kill Roshan, you pressure the map with that Aegis, and then you take some real big lead. But no team can actually do that this game because they both kill it so freaking slow.
Yeah. So Nyx is just going to go into an Aghanim's, it looks like. Interesting. Arrow down bottom, laser scares him, and that's it. Got to open with a stun to have a chance at that one, I think.
Yeah.
But still, fast reaction from Era. On point.
Alright. Recovery spotting out the Cinderin. Oh no, mistimed.
Oh no, Cinderin. The Ice Blast doesn't hit him. Does he live through this? Sunray? It's doing some damage, but Mech's there from Fog. Cheshire Cat gets turned on. No Supernova this go-round. J4 in the fray, but Cinderin stuns him with the totem. Oh, the cow will live to tell the tale. Now Recovery silenced and brought down by the fiery swords of the Ember Spirit. 3-0. It all started with what looked like an out-of-position Earthshaker, but they whiffed the Ice Blast, and it all goes south from there.
That miss Ice Blast just cost them so much. Like, instead of the Shaker just dying right away and then backing off, they lose 3 heroes. They don't even kill the Shaker because the Tusk is able to get in range with the mech. That was a total disaster.
Oh, no. Illidan. No! This Orchid all of a sudden on Slicks. I don't know, he must have just gotten it because they were not ready for the silence in either of those little fights there.
That was actually totally brutal.
Yeah, this timing is great too. There's no Lincolns yet on the Weaver. He's still a few hundred gold short. They can really maximize that silence.
Well, I'm kind of wondering, like in that situation when you know the AA has already fired his ult. I think it was maybe a bit too greedy to go for the Vendetta. Maybe just go for the stun instead. But how much health does he have? Oh, he actually has 1200. Maybe it wouldn't have been enough to kill. That little series of events just hurt them so badly. Like, what, that was 4 consecutive kills, right?
Yeah, it's completely swayed. Now it's a 3k gold lead for Stake, and it was a 2500 lead for PR not that long ago. Experience is even worse. It's an 8k swing over the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is a rough spot for sure. Illidan's item progression is super slow, actually. It seemed like in the beginning of the game with the AA, he was doing very well.
They've got a gem. Cinderin starts it on the other side. Illidan, can they get him? No, he'll time-lapse all of it. Now the Supernova comes out. J4 taking a lot of damage. Ice Blast as well. Slicks will pop the ultimate, but doesn't really do too much. Supernova goes off. Clips Seal Kit. He'll go down. It's a 1-for-1. Sven for CM. Era back in the fray. He's got the double damage on. Here comes Cinderin. They'll finish off the Weaver. Now the rest of PR have to run. Recovery falls to the Quap, and Big Num gets blocked out by the Ice Shards. Beautiful team fight here for Stake. They almost killed the Weaver before the time lapse, but just not quite enough damage.
Yeah, that was so close. I think they actually lost vision of him for a second because the gem carrier was Tusk, correct?
Correct.
So he was too far away, and then he was sitting there for like 2 seconds, just like invisible, without really being able to do anything else. And he still had time to get his time lapse. And as soon as like the Orchid came out after the time lapse, so then he's like, okay, well that seems like an okay opening for PR. And then CM ulti plus mech keeping Seal Kit alive for ages.
It was also weird because when Cinderin went in, I was looking at the... Oh, we're going to see J4 get caught here. Ice Shard's going to block him out. Laser trying to heal him up, but again, the Ice Blast will be off the mark. J4 might actually live. Searing Chains, finish him off. One last tick of the fiery damage will secure the kill. Dominating streak now for Era. Stake trying to make it out. Fog could get left behind. Shards buy him a little bit of time. Now Recovery caught by the Frostbite there. Seal Kid. He's going to be the next victim, it looks like. But Stake nearby. Fissure blocks out Recovery and Big Num. He still gets frozen, though, from the cold feet, and that'll be enough to secure the kill there. A noble effort, but unfortunately can't live. Fog snowballs in. That's a gem down, and it will be recovered here by PR. Okay. Well, a sign of life for the Power Rangers. They needed that.
Yeah, the road back for sure.
The gem was huge. That last fight started off really weird, though, because the Nyx was scouted out by the gem carrier Tusk, so they were, I think, calling out like, oh, Nyx is over here, and then Cinderin initiated mid, so they couldn't put the gem in 2 places at once. It's kind of pulled their attention.
It's hard in those situations, though. Like, 2 players have a very specific mindset. When you have the initiation potential, you always feel like you're the one who has to go, because no one else really can make the same kind of jump as a Blink Earthshaker in this game. So with that being said, I understand like why you want to be that aggressor, you know, you just want to go.
Smoke gets broken by Recovery here. Beautiful positioning. They get down the Sentry Ward. He's just on the edge of it. Oh my god, another fabulous fissure from Cinderin. Out comes the Ice Blast, connects on 2. Roshan still reasonably healthy at about 30% HP. Era in hot pursuit, sees the Ancient Apparition. Searing Chains actually miss. Unfortunate.
I think it's okay. I don't know if he would have been able to all in for that kill. He didn't really have a whole lot of mana left.
Yeah, Stake now. They're going for the Roche Pit. PR, they don't have any vision. Laser, giving them the little intel that they can get. They could maybe make this happen still. Cheshire Cat gets stunned. Illidan nearby. Stake aren't doing this very quickly. They can't commit for it. And it will be a draw outside the Roche Pit. He's down below 10%.
God. He time-lapsed into Ice Shards and was stuck.
That's a little unfortunate. Smoke now from PR. Laser for the vision. Now the Ice Blast. It'll be off the mark. Double damage up on Era. This is scary for PR. Illidan, you crazy bastard. He runs in. Cheshire Cat gets off the Nova. But Sonic Wave finishes off Roche for the Radiant. The Aegis is still on the deck. Who's going to grab the Aegis? It's the Ember Spear, and it's a disaster for PR. They've already lost 2. J4 goes down to boot. Make it 3, and Era's not done yet. Double damage on with an Aegis in tow. Thinking about diving that tier 2, but will retreat. Wow. State Gaming come out big there. They don't lose a single body, and they get the Aegis as well as the last hit on Roche. I think the Sonic Wave is what killed Roche, right? Looked like it.
Well, they killed it, but I don't know if it was a Sonic Wave. It could have been. But Either way, why did they force that fight so hard? Like, they missed the Ice Blast. As soon as it happens, you can't fight anymore.
Yeah.
Like, the Ice Blast is so important for being able to finish off heroes inside of these fights, and it was very apparent that there were sentries down, because the first time Illidan goes in, he gets Searing Chain, Sleight of Fist by Era, and then he pops his Time Lapse, so they didn't have Weaver Time Lapse or Ice Blast. They still go in, banking like all on the fact that maybe the Phoenix ultimate can carry them in a team fight, but it's just not enough. When the mech is there to offset the health of that damage, and that's like all of your AoE, then the Phoenix ulti is not that scary.
Down bottom, Illidan taking big damage here from Era, but just time lapses it off. Era will walk away. Yeah, you're absolutely right, though. It was odd positioning from Illidan to just run into the pit that way. It just seemed ambitious.
He's the only hero who can do it, right? The
Yeah.
only other person maybe who could go for a steal is the Phoenix, and he has to dive in to try to go for it. Like, he can dive, maybe get Yules on somebody, and then...
Maybe Illidan thought they were going to put a lot more damage into Roche than they actually did, that it was going to die faster, but Stake were very patient with that. It was basically just the Queen of Pain that was poking away at it, while everybody else sat outside of the pit. Oh, recovery, moving around. Is there any detection here for the Radiant? No. And Dire are not carrying the gem, it's just sitting in the base.
Yeah, there's no real reason to carry it around right now. They can't even get out on the map to D-ward with it, so it would just be something that they would lose if they were...
Yeah, and you have 2 Invis heroes, so it's even worse to lose it.
Yep.
So Era just moving into crit now, probably Daedalus, following this Battle Fury. He did stop off for the Blink Dagger. Initiation tool with the Ember Spirit. Fairly common.
Nah, nothing too out of the ordinary. I gotta say, man, like, Pierre's over-aggression really has cost them this game. Like, they just go super ham.
Now a 10k gold deficit. It's really adding up at this point. Oh, Cinderin! There we go. Echo Slam to get it started, but they turn it. They can't finish off the Weaver. Cinderin falls first. Some follow-up damage here. They get the Nyx Assassin to make a trade. That Supernova falls, or flies through. That'll keep Phoenix alive, and it looks like the egg will go off. Steel Kid channeling an ult, but gets stunned by a Supernova. Cheshire Cat, small leap forward, will finish off the Crystal Maiden. Putting the edge here in favor of PR. Era very low on HP, but still has the Aegis of the Immortal. Goes back in onto Illidan. Lincoln's still not broken. Kind of a 3-on-2 here. The Phoenix nowhere to be found. Nearby in the jungle. Now they go back in onto Illidan. Walrus Punch to set it up, and they'll get the kill on the Weaver. Okay. Godlike streak for Slicks.
That fight actually looked pretty decent at the beginning. Just because of the way that they opened up. Like, the Echo came out, and then Illidan actually managed to live through the beginning. I was like, okay, we killed the Earthshaker, we got the A Blast on a couple of heroes, force a BKB out, we can maybe reset and try to go for something here. But turns out that Staker is a little bit too far ahead at this point. Like, the Golden Experience lead is well in excess of, well, not well in excess, but it's over 10k right now.
Yeah, XP up to about 14. It's getting worse. And the thing is that the distribution is very top-heavy for Stake. So Ember Spirit, Queen of Pain, they are just pulling way ahead of everybody else in the game. Quap's now got a BKB. That was her 9-second charge, and she's got enough gold for the Ags. So she'll buy it straight up right now. Era has the completed Crystallis and still another 1,200 gold to play around with. So they've got the gold where it counts, you know?
That's definitely true. And it's only going to get worse, too. Because now that the BKB is out, like, Weaver can't kill Queen of Pain, Sven can't kill Queen of Pain, the Nyx can't either with the magic immunity. And just because of how strong the Ember is going to be in these later team fights and how safe he's been this game, like, he's only died 2 times. It doesn't seem like, okay, 2 deaths is, I suppose, a fair amount, but when you have Nyx and things like that, and AA Blast, that's enough most of the time to just kill an Ember if he's off farming in the middle of nowhere with a Battle Fury and gets caught without Flame Guard. Keep in mind, you can Carapace Battle Fury cleave too. So if he's caught without it, he just takes the full brunt of the damage and just explodes.
True. Only 1 outer tower remaining here for PR. And it looks like Stake are about to change that status quo. Double damage up on the Ember again. He's been hanging on to this bottle all game, and it seems like he's had... Like, it seems like they're fighting around double damage runes to some degree. Like, they're choosing when to take engagements when they have some kind of a rune on Era. And here we go. Recovery taking a lot of damage out of the gate. Sonic Wave almost finishes him off, but the healing from Sunray buys him some time. Ember will finish him with 1 more slight. Quick pick on the Nyx. No buyback there. It is a 5v4 for the next 50 seconds. This should at least be a tower for Stake, if not a little bit more. We'll see how far they press the issue.
Yeah, it should just be the tower. The Aegis is already gone. It's going to be a short respawn, 3 minutes and 30 seconds or so, when the Aegis faded from his inventory.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice for them.
And I guess they don't have great pushing, but that's an Aghanim's Sonic Wave. They've got all of their ults still available.
Yeah, it's not about their ability to push anymore. It's just because of the fact that they're so far ahead that they can just control the map.
Yeah, that's true.
That's really what PR are having an issue with. Like, not all strategies are created to be able to just break the base by like 25 minutes. Sometimes it's just pick strong lanes, have the momentum to be able to restrict the enemy into their base for like 10, 15 more minutes, and then just end the game based on having a sheer farm advantage.
Yeah. It's just even worse now. More initiation tools. Blink Dagger picked up on the Tusk by Fogged. More ways to just catch people out of position. That's the third Blink Dagger now for Stake, and also a Glimmer Cape up on the Crystal Maiden. All that yummy mobility. Is Sind going for a BKB next, it looks like? Ogre Club?
Yeah, BKB is really good. It's annoying to play Shaker against Nyx, because every single one of your spells has an AoE behind it. Due to Aftershock.
What happened here? Old Centaur is up on the high ground.
Maybe they got sharded up there?
Yeah, that's gotta be it.
You can move him with shards, but I don't know. What other spell can move on that team? Oh, he could have fissioned him up there too, actually.
Oh, okay.
I guess. I don't know. What else?
I've never really seen that.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where if the game doesn't have anywhere else to put you, it moves you to the side. That's why sometimes when you fissure inside of like Clockwork Cogs, for example, you get pushed out.
Oh, yeah.
It could be one of those things. But then you would have to be standing in a really weird position for that to happen.
Just cindering things. Alright.
I don't know exactly how it happened, but it could have been that.
Ags on the Nyx Assassin. How game-changing is the Burrow, Draskyl?
It's really strong. And also because the single target burst damage on the side of Stake isn't super good. Like, the Queen of Pain is the extent of it, more or less. You can kind of sit and burrow and be like a frontline tank. A lot of people make the assumption that when you have this item, you need to constantly be repositioning to get into a better spot to hit spells. Really, in the middle of a fight, the last thing you want to do is get out of your burrow, because you take 40% less damage. Most of the time, Nyx is very susceptible to death if carapace is down, but being in a burrow and just being able to throw out mana burns and stuns more often, and also have like a very increased range, just makes you insanely threatening in a team fight.
Alright, we'll see if it's enough here. Ice Blast off the mark as Slicks blinks back to safety. Roshan up in about 45 seconds. It's a middle-of-the-road respawn timer here, so whoever wins this next skirmish will, I think, undoubtedly claim the next Roshan in Aegis of the Immortal. Stake starting to group up here. Checking the high ground. Like, do they have another gem? Yeah, they sure do. Slicks will carry it this time. $3,500 gold up on Slicks also.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna...
I think Scythe.
Wait, he just bought something. Oh, on Slicks. Sorry, I was looking at Era. I keep thinking Slicks is playing Ember this game.
I've been confusing them too. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I might have just said it a few times and messed you up, but...
Yeah, he might go Shivas or something, or AC. I like both of those options. AC is good for the high ground, good against the Weaver. Shivas is good for being able to blink in with BKB and just have that little bit of added damage and burst potential if you want to like kill the Nyx or the AA.
Yeah, the extra attack speed on Quap, if you go the AC route, actually makes her really quite scary. Her right clicks hurt, especially with these kind of items. They hit for 200 a pop. It's no joke.
Yep. I think a lot of people underestimate the late game queen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Roshan under assault. Taking a look at Dire Vision here. They are totally blind. They are all clumped up. They'll burn a smoke right now. And they're going to make their way to the Roche pit. This is slow and steady for Stake. They're not committing. They have two in the pit, and they're going to station around. So this is going to be kind of a battle of vision and positioning. They'll pass by with the smoke. Midas was used. They were paying close attention. They could have soloed gold, I think. But that's a very minute detail. They've got vision on the high ground. Again, this is Dire. They're just guessing. They are completely blind still. Radiant, they're suspicious. They know PR must be afoot, but they don't know where. Now Stake smoke. Oh my god, Draskyl, this is so tense.
It's going to be a very hard fight for PR, though. It's
no vision
really
of PR
hard.
still. Same. Both teams completely blind of each other. This is just like a game of chicken. Who's going to make the first move? Now it's Stake. They're starting to wrap around the backside. PR have the vision of this little entryway. If Stake come in, their smoke still has a little bit of time left. I think this might be the longest just five-man smoke on smoke not fighting I've ever seen. Here we go. Radiant catch vision of one on the backside, and Dire finally see him. Now Snake initiated on. Ice Blast could be huge, but no, they move out of the way. The fight starts to get split. Supernovas come out. It'll get the stun on Fog. That'll be the first death of this fight. A good start for PR. Stake need to reassemble. They still have a lot of their ultimates available. And they will just let PR walk away. Wow.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Roshan's still standing, though. PR thinking about moving into the pit. Icarus dive across. Seal Kid taking big damage. He'll get caught by a stun, but Synderen with the that's it over Slicks. Holy Toledo triple kill. They clean him up. PR get obliterated. All 5 down with no buyback. What the fuck? That was incredible.
That was sick, actually. Oh my
That was-
god. That
State
Sonic
Gaming,
Wave,
ladies and gentlemen. I mean,
like that, the Echo was really, really good, but the Sonic Wave hit literally every single hero.
it was like an Echo on 4 and then Sonic Wave on 5, I think. That's what it looked like in the quick bit
it
that I
was
saw.
an Echo on 3, the Fissure hit 4,
Okay.
and then it was just like
hit
3, 4,
5.
5.
I mean, PR, that was a 4v5, and PR just got completely cleaned up. That is one for the highlight reel. I can't wait to watch that one again once the cast is over, man.
Yeah, that was some odd shot quality stuff right there, I'm sure.
It really was. And especially after that build-up. I mean, those two teams spent so much time where if you toggle the vision back and forth, you just see complete darkness for both sides the way they rotated around the wards. Both teams really reading the ward positions very effectively. Wow. What a Game 3 this has turned into, Draskyl. Unfortunately, though, for PR fans around the world, things are looking very grim. 15k net worth, 20k experience, Stake absolutely in control right now, and they still have the Aegis sitting up on Era, who's pooling about 5,000 gold.
Yeah. The thing is, the Weaver is not really able to pull his weight right now. Like, his items are super defensive. He has to go like Linken's BKB in a game where you kind of need to be able to deal some semblance of physical damage against the heroes that Stake have right now. And they just don't have it.
Illusion.
Yep. Here we go. Era poking forward. This is just slow and steady for Stake. They don't need to take any crazy risk here. They may go for a gank on Illidan. Walrus Punch to get it started. Linken's is broken. And they won't pursue too hard. Now they go in. Okay, there's the Hex from Slicks. And Weaver just gets destroyed. 70 seconds down, no buyback.
Agony.
Yeah, that was very good itemization, actually. Hex is great because you can just use the Orchid, since he already has it, to instantly break the Linken's and then just go Hex right on top of it. That was a very, very nice catch. He doesn't even have buyback, so what are they going to do now? What's the play here, PR?
I am trying to think of something positive to say about the high ground defense here. Ice Blast is going to be their magic to success. Ice Blast comes through, and it misses on everyone. They react very quickly. 30 seconds on the Weaver. They're waiting it out pretty well. Oh my god, man.
I suppose that Stake's lineup isn't really the best at sieging. Like, Ember is not notorious for being able to break tier 3s. Queen is, like, mediocre, but he didn't go for, like, a super rake-like build. Like, he doesn't have AC yet. I don't know if that's going to be his last item or if he wants to go for Refresher. I think Refresher has more value now that he's opted to go for the Hex route.
Yeah.
Double BKB, double ulti, double Hex, double Orchid. It's very strong. Could be enough to seal the deal.
A lot of potential there. I mean, I'm always tempted to say in these scenarios, you know, like the longer Stake drags this out, the more of a chance that PR could claw their way back into us. If they're just so far ahead and they're, I mean, Ember still has a little ways to go. I mean, he's got the Aegis right now, but he could grab another item and be pretty scary. He's double dataless.
The biggest indicator of if a team can come back based on how long the game goes is how much are they getting out of the map during that time. If a team is leading by like 25, 30k, and they're just totally smashing in every lane, and, you know, say for instance PR is just sitting in their base, only able to really clear the wave that comes to them, then it doesn't matter how long the game goes, because they're never going to outfarm. They're basically waiting for the opportunity that is given to them by the enemy team, which in this case would be Stake. So, and a lot of games, I would say that if PR had a little bit more of the map to work with, that they could come back just on the merits of heroes like Weaver and stuff, because late game Weaver can be a beast.
Yeah, so can Sven. The problem is the itemization. They both had to itemize so defensively. Sven has just a BKB. Weaver has Lincoln's BKB. You almost never want to go Lincoln's into BKB and with Weaver unless you absolutely have to, because it just limits your damage output so much more than getting a Deso in between, for example, where you can just blow up those squishy supports.
Yeah, it's a really rough game for sure.
All right, here we go.
He also was support Sven too.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was a support Sven.
Yeah.
Well, I guess in that case, his BKB is quite good. Here we go. Cinderin blinks in, stun, just connects on Cheshire Cat. Glyph used right away, and there are no buybacks available right now except for Slicks. Queen of Pain is the only one. No cooldowns, just everybody short on money. And again, Staker just gonna back on up here. Gonna reset things a little bit. No ultis used. Trying to line up that perfect echo again.
It's going to be much harder to find an echo like that when you're trying to push the high ground. It's kind of like second nature for teams to group up around Roshan pit when a team fight kicks off, because you want to try to get into the pit as fast as possible after you get a pick, right? Which is what PR were essentially doing. So it's a lot easier to get picked in that situation. But when you're defending the base, the first thing that you do in base defense is make sure that you're not stacking on top of each other. That's like, you know, you want a concave around your ramp. That's the ideal positioning.
Yep. Well, looks like we're going to see this one stalled out a little bit longer, Draskyl. Stake have come this far. They're going to continue to play it safe. Queen of Pain with 3,500 gold. If it is that refresher, she still has a little ways to go, but oh, this is it. PR. They smoke out of the base. Let's take a look at their vision. They're pretty blind. This is ambitious. They see one in the lane. They see a few to the left. They go for the isolated one. It's fogged. He's all alone. He goes into the snowball. He tries to hide. His friends are nearby. Era connects with some damage, but it's not enough to save Fog. Now Cinderin comes in. BKB, Echo. It doesn't do much. In fact, it tickles. BKB wars are upon us as Cinderin tries to run away. Cheshire Cat healing his friends. Sunray's there. BKB from Cinderin expired. Stormbolt connects. But Searing Chains, oh, Slicks again with the setup, will finish off Sven. Now they turn Cheshire Cat into a piggy. Cinderin's still alive, but finished off. Keeps him in, so Era can knock him down. 3 dead for PR, they're gonna get 1 more. Illidan stuck in the trees, Lincoln's come back, but it doesn't matter. He's dead, it's a 2 for 4. Nyx is the only survivor, and Weaver the only one with a buyback.
Well then. That was, I mean, even without the best Echo in the world, it still is very clear that Stake just have a gigantic farm advantage. They were able to keep the Ember and the Queen out of the fight for so long that the BKBs wore off on every single hero on PR. And as soon as that happens, Era gets a really nice double Searing Chains, they go for the Wombo combo. Dear God, that mana burn hurts, get the hell out of there.
It really does. Here we go, high ground being sieged though. Tier 3 tower dead. No buyback from the Weaver yet. Sven respawning pretty soon, as is the Ancient Apparition. They don't have a glyph for quite some while. Recovery doing everything he can here to delay this, but he just can't. Melee barracks fall. BKB is used defensively by Era, and they just make the escape. Seal Kid could get left behind here. Recovery in hot pursuit. Ice Blast flies up.
Oh, just
it
barely
actually
missed.
does hit Era.
Yeah, but he wanted Seal Kid. Oh, got
Oh,
him
they
anyway.
find him. Okay.
Wait, it did hit him?
It clipped him, it looks like. He got the debuff.
What the heck? It didn't look like he was in it. Alright, well,
I think it
nice
clipped
shot.
him with the debuff, but didn't do the damage. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, okay.
Awkward.
Yeah, that was really bizarre. I did not think that hit. But still, nice pick off. They lost their melee racks, so maybe not the exchange that they were looking for. But, you know, they say that the beggars can't be choosers.
Yes.
And PR are not looking to be in a super good position right now. I think if Stake had like any good high ground hero, this game could have potentially been over like 10-15 minutes ago.
100%. I mean, you look at the goal graph, and there's really never a point where it looked like PR was regaining momentum. It's just been Stake winning, either moving ahead really quickly or just moving ahead kind of at a steady pace here. And
Yep.
at every step, as you've pointed out a few times, they've just effectively choked off the map, farmed really well. I mean, just look at the inventories. It really shows. BKB on the Ember Spirit. That was the 10-second charge he used defensively there. So he is pretty capped out at this point. He can upgrade his BOTs 1 level. That's something. Cinderin probably looking for an... I guess the Shiva's coming out next.
It would make the most sense. If he wants to build into Refresher, he'd buy Shivas. If he wants AC for his team, I don't actually think that's too bad here either.
Opens
Because
up an
again-
inventory slot for the Quap to grab the Refresher so she doesn't have to get AC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
I like that. And it would definitely help their high ground siege. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, well, he's pulling up gold, so time will tell. Long Roche respawn here, Draskyl. Minute 15. The 47th minute about to approach us here on our final game of the day. Recovery, oh no! That's not where you want to be. Dead Nyx Assassin. And that's 70 seconds with the bug on the sideline. That's tough. That's the opening that Steak's been waiting for.
That is actually, like... I suppose it's not the worst thing that could happen because Roshan's not up yet. He'll be up a couple of seconds before the Nyx spawns, so that means that PR should be able to contest the fight. Because if they can't, then the game would just be like... almost GG territory, because they're already down one set of racks, and Aegis should secure Steak at least one more lane. And when you're down 2 lanes, when you have almost no wave clear, like the only person on their team who can kill creeps is the Sven. Like he's got cleave and whatnot, which is fine, but Weaver is not really good at pushing out waves. Neither is AA, Nyx, or Phoenix.
Yeah. Well, the high ground siege continues now from Steak. Big damage on the tier 3 tower mid. Glyph will come out. This is a tough defense. Still 20 seconds on the Nyx Assassin. Steak will seize the day here as they siege the towers.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I mean, just look at Cheshire Cat. What does he do? He's forced to Yules defensively. BKB. And just stands there. Here we go. Reinitiates. Divas. Ice Blast will be off the mark again. Steak have done such a good job splitting when they see that Ice Blast inbound.
I think that time it was more just because the Phoenix was the one leading the front line. Like he dove before the AA blast, so basically he's like, get away, don't get hit by this.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you just have to be very used to playing with the hero. Typically you want the AA blast to hit at the same time as other spells. You don't want it to be too far before, and you don't want it to be too far after.
Yeah. Devastating if timed properly, but not so hot if missed. So here we go. Aghanim Scepter on Sven. This is one you don't get to see too often. God's
It
Strength,
got buffed, right?
bonus damage for allies, 900 radius, so pretty sizable. It's a big damage boost to the entire team. See if it's enough. Smoke on smoke. Here we go, Draskyl. Echo Slam from Cinderin to start it off. That's not so shabby. Slicks to follow up indeed. Nyx as well as the Ancient Apparition die off the start. Fogged, he'll fall as a consolation. Supernova, not gonna happen. They'll put the Phoenix down, and even though they do a lot of return damage, wow, maybe this damage buff is enough. Illidan and J4 actually starting to clean it up a little bit. Era comes back to the battle, and in the end, it won't be enough. PR die, and this could be close to GG territory. For a second there, it looked like they might be able to take that fight. Cinderin and Sealkid almost died.
Yeah, that was really close.
You could feel the damage increase from that Ags upgrade for sure.
The base damage was real, it's very true. But with only one buyback, there's like, I'm sorry Illidan, you might be able to kill one, but I think this tower is dead.
PR have put up a good fight this game, but this is starting to feel like the end. No tier 3 towers remaining. Top's completely broken through. Effigies are getting destroyed. And it's just this Weaver. Ancient Apparition's coming up. A big Ice Blast could maybe buy them some time. See if it hits Cinderin. No, Peep Link's back. Oh, it does hit Era. Okay. But again, he gets the melee barracks. Slowly but surely, I think Steak are doing it.
They are indeed. One bite at a time. Alright, so Weaver picks up the MKB. A nice damage item for sure. Is it going to be enough? I don't know. Kind of getting to that critical mass. Like, if you look at the Ember's net worth, he's worth more, or almost the same, as the 2 highest net worth heroes on PR combined.
Ugh, and one of those is a Phoenix, so that's not really...
Yeah.
Doesn't scale that same way. Oh, God.
It's not the best.
Era has really farmed well. I mean, he's got 10,000 gold just hanging out. I don't know why he hasn't upgraded his boots yet. That's just like...
Get some moon shards, yo.
Yeah, exactly. There are things to spend that money on. Oh, here we go. Cinderin, Echo on 2. Recovery comes in, but it just sets up for Era to cleave and clean it up. 3 die right off the bat. More BKBs are used. Illidan just trying to escape. Supernova very far forward, doing some damage here, but they should be able to break the egg. Yes. No, they don't. The Supernova goes off. Illidan comes back in, but now they squat the bug, and good game is finally called. Power Rangers tap out. They'll be eliminated here in the lower bracket of Captain's Draft 3 as State Gaming stay alive. Moving on to the next round after, next round rather, after a pretty intense series. Big play in Game 3 highlights already up. Check it out if you joined that game late. because that was one nasty team fight setup from Cinder and Slicks.
Yeah, as soon as that Roshan teamfight happened, where they just lost everyone, like, they get a pick, they're feeling pretty good, you know, like, alright, let's go to Roshan, just kidding, 3-man Echo, 4-man Fissure, 5-man Sonic Wave, you just all dead. That was probably the most... It's gotta feel bad when that kind of thing happens, because you know in the back of your mind that you're never supposed to group up against a Shaker, but in the moment, when you get that really key pick-off that you think is going to turn the game around for you, you have a tendency to forget about the basic things, and it really, like, destroyed them. The other part of it, too, is I didn't feel PR were fully comfortable with the AA, because a lot of the time, like, Recovery is looking for a kill. In the jungle was a perfect example between the tier 1 and the tier 2 bottom, where he tries to go for a kill on the Shaker. They don't kill Cinderin because they don't sync up their abilities properly, and it turns into, like, 2 or 3 of their heroes dying. Actually, I think it might have even been 4, because after that, I think Illidan also died when they were fighting bottom after the fact. So maybe just a little bit more practice with AA, and it would have been a cleaner execution. Maybe that puts them far enough ahead to where they can win. But congratulations to Stake. Pretty decisive victory here in Game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Their dreams stay alive, and so do Suns fans. There's a chance that he'll be able to cast them coming forward in the matches to come. So we are getting close to the tail end here of the first round of Captain's Draft 3. It's split into 3 parts: the qualifier, the group stage, and then the playoff. The top 2 teams from the qualifier move into the group stage to meet the 6 teams that have already been invited. So we do have more action coming your way tomorrow. Mama's Boys and Complexity are in the upper bracket finals. The winner of that will take the first slot to move into the actual group stage. And then down here in the bottom, we have Tornado Rocks versus Team Spirit and DC versus Stake. Those are the 2 lower bracket matches, best of 3s, where they will be fighting for survival. And then after that, there's just 2 rounds left in the lower bracket. We've got our 2 teams. Take a little break, and well, we come back for that big old group stage and all sorts of fun stuff there. So that's it for us today. Draskyl, join us again tomorrow. Same place, same time. What is it, 17 CET?
Thanks so.
11 a.m. on the East Coast. Remember, guys, the chest is in the store now. So if you want to check out the sets, that Abaddon set that Cinderin was using earlier, you can pick it up. It does go to the prize pool, 10% to boost up that 100K that Moonduck and DC put down. And, of course, the ticket and the compendium. So it's time for dinner here on the East Coast. Enjoy the snow. We'll see you guys next time.